Light in the Halls, Chicago High School Stories of Faith and Hope. This 5 short story series will be dealing with the struggles of our teenagers in Chicago's high schools, such as the bullying, peer pressure, violence, hopelessness, and the longing for belonging. Each of these stories will be reflective, biblically grounded, and spiritually uplifting. The Hallway Fight. In a crowded hallway, 2 students shoved each other until fists began to fly. Phones came out, recording the chaos, while teachers rushed in to separate them. Later, one of the boys sat in the principal's office, head down, feeling nothing but anger and shame. A mentor leaned over and said, "Let all bitterness, and wrath, and anger, and clamor, and evil speaking, be put away from you, with all malice, and be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God for Christ's sake hath forgiven you." Ephesians chapter 4 verses 31 and 32. The boy realized that forgiveness doesn't make you weak, it makes you free. The Empty Lunch Table. A shy freshman sat alone in the cafeteria, watching groups of friends laugh and share stories. She felt invisible. That evening, she opened her Bible and read, "When my father and my mother forsake me, then the Lord will take me up." Psalm 27 verse 10. The next day, she carried those words into school, remembering that even when she felt forgotten, God saw her, valued her, and would give her courage to step into friendships. The Test Pressure. At a high school on the South Side, students bent over their desks during a state exam. One boy stared at the paper, panic rising in his chest. He thought of all the pressure from his family and the fear of failing. He whispered a prayer, remembering his grandmother's words, "Casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you." 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 7. Peace replaced panic, and he picked up his pencil, knowing God cared about his future more than any score. The Peer Pressure. In the gym locker room, friends pushed a teen to join them in skipping class and trying things he knew were wrong. He almost gave in until he remembered hearing at church, "Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners." 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 33. With courage, he shook his head and walked out, proving that standing alone with Christ is better than standing with the crowd in sin. The Cyberbullying. A girl's phone buzzed again and again with cruel messages from classmates. Tears blurred her vision as she scrolled through the insults. Her brother sat beside her and gently declares aloud, "I will never leave thee, nor forsake thee." Hebrews chapter 13 verse 5. She realized that even when people are cruel, God's presence remains faithful and unchanging. She lifted her head, and with a smile, chose not to let their temporary words of hate define her worth in the eternal love of Jesus Christ.